Now, this one is very interesting and illustrates one type of trap responses. So, it's true that not always the two words you select must be synonyms, but if there are two similar words that really convey the same meaning in the resulting sentences, then why not pick them? Okay, so here is interesting because initially you could think of many different possibilities for this blank. I will say no more for the moment. Please try your best.
Mhm.
So, what do you think, people? What's here our target?
The political leanings.
Yeah, good, Saulo, because says our political leanings tend to become less. So, this adjective must apply to political leanings, a modifier for political leanings. That is political inclinations, right? Yes. The verb lean means so political leanings. And then we have to identify our clue. The clue is again like a bit scattered, right? Perhaps the whole second clause in this compound statement, notice that there is a semicolon separating two complete ideas. But since they are put together with a semicolon, then we have just one statement. So the second part of this statement, a complete idea by itself, shows the meaning, okay? Parallel meaning to the first clause. The once dyed in wool conservative. Yeah, kind of figurative, right? Have you ever thought about, when color is dyed in wool? Wool can never lose the color, right? When you dye it in wool, that means very, very strongly fixated. So, a strongly fixated conservative once in the past now can betray liberal leanings, can show some liberal inclinations, and the staunch progressive, that is to say, the loyal liberal, may sadly embrace conservative policy. So, what the second statement, or sorry, the second clause shows is that people can change. Those who were very conservative can become more flexible about liberal thinking, and those who were considered liberal, maybe they could also give in to some conservative ideas. So, what does this show? Well, here, all of this could probably become our clue or clues, and our pivot has to show, you know, how this idea of being like um, how to say, too extreme or too hard on some kind of political thinking now will not be as hard because it says less, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and the examples that are provided show that we look for something that show it's different from extreme. Actually, our fill in could be that word, extreme. With age, people who were very recalcitrant or very strong on their political opinions, now they tend to moderate themselves to become a bit more flexible, less extreme on their political leanings. So, what um, words could be like this? This, it looks like very good fill in. So you could have gone for extreme, but then there is a problem. Which other word conveys the same idea? There is no such word. No other synonym for extreme. We've seen this happening over and over in our previous examples today. So although extreme could look like reasonable in the first part of the statement, even, for the examples that follow, but this is not, it could not be the correct choice because there's no match for extreme among the other choices. Okay? Maybe some could think that biased could be an even better answer. The problem is that, first of all, what's wrong with extreme here? We don't use the word extreme with political. They don't conform a good collocation in English to begin with. In the case of biased, we know what that means, right? This word could seem, to fit the political context. Even though extreme and biased could work independently, well, they are not a correct choice because they don't produce equivalent meaning in the sentences. Although probably extreme, especially, is not good as a collocation for political. Biased could fit better, but they don't have the same meaning, extreme and biased. In this sentence, there is only one pair of synonyms, conspicuous and pronounced. They are synonyms for, obvious or marked. Okay? Both conspicuous and pronounced. And when you plug these two words back in a sentence, then something interesting happens. The sentence works. Think about it for a moment. It makes sense. When people age, when they become older, their political tendencies become less obvious. Why? Because since people, they are not so straight or too rigid in their opinions, so sometimes they could show, for example, conservative inclinations, sometimes they could show liberal inclinations. So it's not clear, it's not obvious what they think about politically speaking. So that's why pronounced and conspicuous work here. Okay? They are the only words that could have similar meanings among the six. And sometimes it is a good idea not just go directly for the words that sound the best, like extreme and perhaps biased, right? Sometimes in this question format, what appears perfect is a trap. Talk about extreme and biased. By no means these two words have the same meaning, nor would help produce the similar meaning in the resulting sentences. But pronounced and conspicuous, they do. So, this format could be challenging. Particularly this question, for example, people, is considered a hard level question because of the trap it conveys, okay? It pulls your eye with extreme and biased. But be careful. You have to always look not for two words that work in the final meaning. The final meanings produced for the resulting sentences have to be similar. And so that's why extreme and biased are individually good, or perhaps not so bad, but together they don't work.